All right, so this is Kenny Santos out of Toronto, Canada for KennySantos.com. Do you want to know 5 tips that'll help you stay consistent so that you can stick to building those new good habits? And so, 5 tips that'll help you stay consistent and that'll help you building, to build a good new habit. And your habits, they determine your life, they determine your future. If you have a habit of running every day or exercising every day, you're going to have a healthier body. If you have a habit of practicing the piano every day or practicing the guitar every day, you're going to be able to play the guitar well and play the piano well. If you have a habit of writing every day, you're going to be a good writer. And so, all of your habits that you want to develop, you must stay consistent with them so that so they turn into habits instead of just something that you do once in a while. And what I invite you to remember is that when it comes to developing a habit, consistency is always more important than intensity. you know, Especially this comes to play, at the beginning of the year when people do their New Year's resolution. And of course, the most popular one is to get in better shape. And a lot of people, they get a membership at the gym, or if they have a membership at the gym, they go to the gym either January 1st or January 2nd, and they hit the gym, they hit it hard. And then by 2 weeks later, they're not even going to the gym anymore. I mean, they hit it hard, they were intense, but they weren't consistent. I would rather see you be consistent and not hit it so hard at the beginning, but just do it over time and build up. And 2 months, 3 months later, your intensity has built up. You're going to get better results than just kind of hitting it hard and then giving up after a while, or hitting it hard and letting life get in the way. And so here's how you can stay consistent. And the first one is keep your eye on your why. And I got these, by the way. I got this by listening to the Marie Forleo podcast. Awesome, awesome podcast. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description of the video. But tip number one is keep your eye on your why. What is the reason why you want to develop the habit? What is the reason why you want to be consistent in something? And so, if it is to get in better shape, make it more than to be healthy. Maybe it's to look good in a new dress, or maybe it is to, one of my clients is I told you before, he got embarrassed when he was swimming with his kids because he didn't want to take his shirt off. He didn't want to go swimming with his kids. And so it might be just to look better swimming. It could be that they're able to live longer and walk their daughter down the aisle when it's her wedding. And maybe her daughter right now, or his daughter right now, is 2 or 3 years old, and but you know that if you keep doing what you're doing, that your health won't make it till she's of marrying age. It could be something simple like that, is to watch your grandchildren grow up. Whatever that why is, keep that in mind, because there's going to be times when you want to work on your habit and stay with your habit, stay consistent with your habit, but you might be too tired, or you feel like you don't have enough time, or you just don't feel like doing it. But if you keep your eye on your why, whatever that why is, right? Like I said, if it was for getting healthier, it could be to, help raise your grandkids. If it's to, practice a guitar every day, it is to be able to serenade your spouse, with a beautiful love song. Whatever that why is, keep that in mind. That'll help you stay consistent. Number two is to pick your battles. Actually, not pick your battles, plural, pick your battle. A lot of people, they know that they should be developing consistent habits. But one of the big mistakes is they try and put too many habits or new habits on their plate, and then they get overwhelmed. So they might think, okay, you know what? I'm going to work on my health. I'm going to learn how to play the guitar, and I'm going to learn how to write, or I'll write my book this year. And that's 3 big battles that are going to be difficult to face and overcome. So what I invite you to do instead is to work on one habit or task or goal at a time. And so at the beginning, and if it's to get healthy, work on that. All right. And don't be afraid to just work on that. And then, maybe playing the guitar or writing your book. That's something that you'll incorporate later on once you develop the health habit. All right. And that health habit could be running every day. And once you've run every day, you know what, maybe for a month, and that's cemented down in a habit, then you could add on practicing the guitar, right? And then once that's developed into a habit, then you could add on writing a book. And once that's developed into a habit, you can add something else. So pick your battle, stay focused, and focus on one habit, task, or goal at a time. Number three, how to stay consistent is to schedule it. Write it down. I like to get things done all in the morning, and so I do have a to-do list that I go over the night before, and I go over the morning of, and say, what do I got to do today? One of the things that I do every day is meditate. And at first, I had to write that down and schedule it because if I didn't, I would forget. But now it is just part of my daily routine. I wake up and within 5 or 10 minutes, I'm in front of my altar and I am meditating. And so that's basically how that works. And so make sure to write it down. If you're going to practice the guitar and that's scheduled, make sure you schedule a time in the day to do so. And it could be, after dinner from 6:30 to 7 or whatever the case may be. Schedule it, write it down, and stick to the schedule. All right. Number 4, ignore your feelings. And when I say ignore your feelings, of course, I don't mean really ignore your feelings, but if you just don't feel like doing it, stay disciplined and do it anyway. If you don't feel like, when you wake up and you're supposed to run and you don't feel like doing it, you feel like, well, either I could just get up and run or I could just roll over and get some extra sleep. Get up and do it anyway. You will feel better about it. So just do it, and then you can develop that habit. Because if you listen to your feelings, then you'll never develop any habits, right? Right? Um, Stay disciplined. Number 5 is catch that wagon, and meaning you are going to fall off the wagon. All right. And that is okay. That is totally okay to do. What's not okay is that if you don't get back on. And so let's say you do have one of those days where you're supposed to wake up and you decide that you're going to run and you roll over instead. Say, you know what? I just don't feel like it. I have a headache. I have a cold. I just don't feel like it. I'm not going to do it. Do not let the rolling over in bed and sleeping in turn into a habit. All right. The next day, make sure, unless you're sick, make sure that you start running it again. All right. Make sure that you develop that habit again. It's okay to fall off the wagon. It's not okay to stay off the wagon. Catch it, because there's going to be days where you're not consistent. But the thing is that it is important to not let that inconsistency stay consistent. You can miss a day, but don't miss 2 or 3 days in a row, because that's really falling off that wagon. Because if you miss 2 or 3 days in a row, what's going to happen is that's going to turn into a new habit, and then it'll be all of a sudden it'll be like a week you haven't run, or it could be a month you haven't run, and all of a sudden it's not even in your mind anymore. And then you look back and say, wow, I thought I used to run, but now I don't anymore. Don't let that happen. So I'm going to go over those 5 tips on staying consistent to develop a new habit. Number 1, keep your I in your why. Number 2, pick your battle. Number 3, schedule it and write it down. Number 4, ignore your feelings. If you don't feel like it, do it anyway. And number 5, catch that wagon. Recognize that you are probably going to fall off the wagon. You're going to miss a couple days, but that is okay. You're human. That is what everyone does. So I trust you got some awesome value out of this. Again, I invite you to like, subscribe, share, and comment. If you want to see more videos like this, go over to my blog. It's kennysantos.com. You can even put your name and email in, and you're going to get an awesome audio and growing your business. Now, remember this, every day, multiple times a day, the universe sends us miracles. We only got to do 2 things about that. We got to recognize those miracles. And then, of course, my favorite part, we get to accept those miracles. All right, take care and create a great day.